Bleep, 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 bleep. Oh, not right now. I'm gaming. Today I'm out inside my car with lumber in it, promoting my new book. And I'm talking about my old book. I've been posting quotes from Rockstars on God, Volume 3 and Volume 2, as advertisements for what's in the book to get people interested. And the quote from Trey Azagthoth from Morbid Angel in this particular interview in Volume 2, it's chapter 16 of that book. He says, I don't need a shepherd. I could show the shepherd a thing or two. It's very intriguing. And this interview is, wow. I'm going to read you a few quotes. I hope that's not too boring. Trey's saying, but see, I don't need God. I don't need Jesus. For me to accept Jesus, that means I'm a puppet. And I'm not a puppet. I don't need a shepherd. I could show the shepherd a thing or two. I could probably lead the shepherd himself. I don't need anybody to lead me. And what's funny is in this, throughout the entire interview, and man, this is one of the interviews that I've done where somebody else has done not just the majority of the talking, but there's hardly any questions in this whole interview. Like it goes through like a page of straight quotes, and then there's a question, then 1 or 2 pages, and it's he's very much about success, and he was very much kind of a positive attitude kind of guy, which is interesting. And he says, he aligns himself to the ancient ones. He says, I do love Mu Mu Tiamat. I love them. They hate me. They hate the human in me. They hate all humans. They only wish ill and death upon the whole human race. See, the ancient ones are the chaos. In this interview, this was one of the, I've talked about interviews that got tense, and other interviews got tense emotionally, like confrontational, like people getting angry. And this wasn't one of those. This was a calm conversation, but the ideologies that were warring with each other are pretty intense. He's talking about chaos. And let's see what he says here. We're talking about the Bible a little bit, and he says, yeah, but who wrote the Bible? Well, Paul the Apostle, Luke. Big deal, Matthew. What's so special about them? Well, there's eyewitnesses that concur, and I go on to talk about that a little bit. It's funny, it kind of interrupts me. And on this page also, after we've talked a long time about chaos, which I want to talk about in a second, he says, so, show me something about yours. Back up some more of your stuff. All right, at one point Jesus talked about, let me just tell you something, he interjects, just so you know where I'm coming from. If you're a Christian, then hey, more power to you. He was obviously a Petra fan. I don't have anything against you, nothing against you, or anyone else being a Christian. I really don't. Because as long as you are making the choice for yourself, you're doing it because you really believe in this, and it really feels good to you. Then hey, I'm totally supportive of you. That's the thing. I'm not trying to attack you like maybe Glenn Benton. I'm not trying to attack you at all. To me, if you really love this thing, then that's great. Hey, I'm totally impressed with your conviction in something. I think that's wonderful. Anyway, so back to talk about chaos a little bit. I told him, he said that chaos is the natural destiny of all things. It takes great effort to obtain order. Chaos rules without effort. And when the flesh is stricken down, chaos is all that remains. What do you think about that? Well, I think that there is chaos, and there's truth to that. And I believe that it's set up because of the fall of man. That now we have chaos. We have bacteria that randomly attacks people, and that Jesus is a savior, and he's going to restore order in one fell swoop because he's going to kill chaos. He's going to destroy the root behind chaos and disorder and sin. So with my words, I was doing some spiritual warfare, in my opinion. I was talking about somebody else's God or somebody else's entity, and I'm just proclaiming that Jesus is going to destroy that entity. And his response was, you can never kill chaos. Don't you understand? Without chaos, there is nothing. Chaos is first. You got to organize chaos to make order. But see, in the very beginning of time, in the so-called Bible, look into where it says the Creator, God, Yahweh, Jehovah, whatever you want to call him. He looked into a shapeless void, and it was dark, and there was no shape, and there was no substance. And he said, let there be light. Let there be shape and substance and planets. And he created all this stuff. But see, what he looked into was the face of Mumu Tiamat. So here we have some real spiritual warfare, a conflict of ideologies. And we're getting into it here. And so this was a really kind of fun, kind of intense interview. Very unique. And this is worth reading, in my opinion. I'm an Aries. My plan is marked. My number is 3 and 5. 3 is the most perfect number. 3 is the yin and the yang. And also, I'm Aries Pisces. So I'm on the complete circle. So anyway, don't mean to laugh at somebody else's quotes. This was a fun interview, and I said, man, it's been a cool interchange of ideas, and it's been good to talk to each other. He says, yeah, it's very stimulating. I said, well, good. I imagine it's not totally the norm. And he said, no, it isn't. You're the first, on this record, you're the first guy that I've talked about this type of stuff in this detail with, definitely. But that's fine, that's great. I said, yeah, I'd love to sit down with you, ever come through Austin. And so there it is. There's the Morbid Angel interview in Rockstars on God, Volume 2. Rockstars on God, Volume 3 just came out, and that's what I'm promoting. And you're promoting it by talking about Volume 2, Doug? That makes no sense. Don't!
Rockstars on God.